What's going on, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Now, today I got a special video for you guys because I'm still getting the occasional new subscriber that comes in that's just starting in the world of wrenching, trying to get his feet in the door, or just got that job over at a tire shop, or just got approved or got a nice interview with a dealership and is getting ready to step into it, but they're still not too entirely sure what all they're going to need to start off with. About a year or two back, I did a video called Entry-Level Tool Basics. Now, at that time, I had a mechanic set and a handful of other tools that I thought would be sufficient enough for you guys to start off with, even as a DIY. Today, we're going to kind of refresh that, but we're going to take it one extra level because we're going to take it to a place called budgeting for your first initial tool purchase, okay? Now, when I first started off at Sears Auto Center and I was going to community college, I didn't have a lot of money, but they did have a tool requirement list, and Sears did have some miscellaneous tools that I could use. So of course, I utilized what I needed to at work and didn't have tools right away at work. And for the automotive program that I was going to, I had to buy all this stuff. Now I had to wait for that initial deposit to hit for my student loans in order for me to actually pick up the entry-level tool list that they had given me. I did not realize that years after I had graduated and gotten to the actual real world of wrenching that nobody expects you to have all those bases covered. Like, you don't need snap rings or retainer rings right away because you're probably not going to be working on transmissions. And I know that some ball joints you need to have a snap ring plier set, but you don't really need it when you're first starting off, and that's something that somebody else in the shop probably has that you can get by with borrowing. So I've broke it down to $1,000 budget. Now there's going to be a little wiggle room here towards the end because not only did we not quite reach the full $1,000 mark, but a handful of these tools and products that I'm going to share Amazon affiliate links for you guys down below that we're going to cover in this video, this top 12 tools list that you need to get started. They have 10 to 20% discount coupons attached to it, so make sure to check out those links down below. If you're missing something or you're trying to build your list, let's get started with the list. First item up, you're going to need 1/2 inch sockets, 1/4 inch sockets, 3/8 drive. You're going to need ratchets, extensions, wobbles. Instead of piecing this all together one little set at a time and trying to individualize who I'm going to buy them from, etc., let's just hit it home and say, look, we're going to pick up the GEARWRENCH 243 piece mechanic set. That covers you pretty much for all your 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and 3/8 needs. Might not cover deep, but we're going to get into some deep sockets here in a little bit. The deep sockets that we're going to cover here in a little bit should be all that you need, especially first starting out, and you can add to it later. But we're on a budget, okay? You can always add things in later as you make money. Let's stick to the budget. So mechanics tool set, boom, got it, right? Sockets, wrenches, ratchets, extensions, wobbles, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch covered. That even covers bits and Allens too. Just throwing that out there, okay? For those guys that are like, what about this, what about that? That covers bits and Allens too. Second item, Serpentine belt toolkit. We're going with GEARWRENCH again on this one. Comes in at $69.21, but it is also a locking flexing ratcheting mechanism for those Serpentine belt toolkits. Why? Because sometimes, guys, ratchets and wrenches can't fit in between that frame and the engine where the tensioner is, so you're going to have one of these. You're going to be changing belts out, especially in the beginning when you're a lube guy, right? So we need to have one of those kits. That'll be item number 2. On number 3, needs screwdrivers, right? So I got a 20-piece GEARWRENCH screwdriver set, $64.50. So that's a hot deal. There's 20 pieces. It's going to cover your precision screwdrivers, your short stubby ones, your longer ones, etc. Enough said, pretty killer deal. Okay, Mayhew striking pry bars. Gotta go with Mayhew, right? A lot of truck brands rebrand these pry bars. They're striking pry bars. Great set, comes with 5 pieces, $79.63. Item number 5. Okay, now this, you can play this by ear, okay? This might be money saved, money not spent, because if you're starting off at a lube tire shop, they might provide you with some form of an impact gun. If they do, great, you don't have to get this. If you're working over at a dealership, they don't provide it to you and you have to borrow somebody else's, they might get annoyed. So we're not going cordless. Cordless would cost too much in this situation. We're on a budget. We're going to go with AIRCAT, 1/2 inch, $149.37, going to take care of most of your 1/2 inch impact needs. It's a dang good gun. Most of these tools that we're covering here are 4.5 to 5-star rating, just to give you an idea. And we've had anywhere from hundreds to thousands of people giving these ratings and reviews. All right, next thing, SP Air Tools 1/4 inch ratchet, 13704. Again, something that you might not necessarily need per se, but you're gonna thank me later. When you're first starting out, trying to open up like the air filter box to check the air filter, okay, sometimes there's several fasteners holding that thing down, and you might not wanna spend 5 minutes or so doing this. It might just be easier for just go beep, 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 and be done with it, right? Same thing when it takes taking the air inductive hose out of the way completely and then getting down to that belt or taking off that fan shroud. Beep, beep, beep. Get all your fasteners out instead of sitting there with the little ratchet taking 10 to 20 minutes to do so. Time savers, okay? So I'm giving you one time saver here. 1/4 inch ratchet, comes in a little cost, but it's gonna be worth it. Okay. Pick set, gonna need a pick set for this. We went with the TEKTON special, right? 4-piece pick set, $7.76. A lot of people love this. Pretty cheap price if you ask me. A step above the cheap little plastic ones that you get from Harbor Freight for like $4, but it's a step in the right direction. Everyone loves the comfort grip on these, $7.76. Next item up, okay, we talked about getting some deeper impact rated kind of a socket here, but maybe you can't afford the entire set unless you decide to pitch the AIRCAT. Well, then you can buy a 1/2 inch impact socket set. Now for this, I'll take a look at a couple. I'm gonna say the Nico set was pretty darn cheap. Problems with everything that you're gonna need, but TEKTON also pretty dang good impact sockets. I've been utilizing the metric 1/2 inch. You don't need to get SAE right away, but if you wanted SAE and deep and shallow as well as metric deep and shallow, I'll put the Nico set down for you. Again, this is not included into this budget, but if you decide to remove air tools to tie that in, you can, right? Whenever you're gonna buy something else, make sure you remove something from the list. This is my list though, we're keeping it under $1,000. But TEKTON lug nut sockets covers 17, 19, 3/4 inch, 13 16ths, 21 and 7/8. That's gonna cover you for pretty much any lug nut that comes in, and they give you a little 3-inch impact extension with the flip sockets, okay? $24, that's a hell of a damn deal for a 4-piece set. Stinger flashlight. We love these flashlights, man. Mechanics all over love these flashlights. Phenomenal flashlight. I chose to go with the LED option here instead of the high lumen because it is cheaper, but you know what? $120 basically. $119.94 Stinger flashlight. 2 batteries, flashlight, charger. Okay, this is a damn good flashlight. You're gonna use it a lot throughout this profession. Okay, OTC Test Light. $21.33. You're gonna need a test light at some point in time, even just to check fuses. You might not need a DVOM, but we're gonna add a DVOM here to our list as well. Astro, okay? Astro makes a DVOM, $35.99. It was Amazon's Choice Award. Thousands of people love this thing. They've put it down there in their reviews, so it made our list. All right, one more little item. For $22.97, how about the C-Reader 319 code reader, okay? It pulls a code, gives you some kind of direction. You can go to the computer, type in the code, and give you some kind of direction. Now you got your test light, you got your DVOM, and you got a basic, global OBD2 scan tool that can also check readiness monitors. You got all your sockets and wrenches covered. You got your ratchets and everything else covered. You got a 1/2 inch impact. You got the 1/4 inch air ratchet. You got your pick set. We got the pry bars. We didn't throw a hammer into the mix. Why? Because someone's got a hammer at the shop, all right? But like I said, you can remove from this list and add to it where you want. Where did we come in on prices? $981.73. So there's probably wiggle room for a hammer here. Who would I go with if I was gonna buy a hammer on Amazon? I'd go with a 16-ounce Trusty Cook hammer. It's the go-to hammer for just about anything else. If you need anything bigger, like I said, somebody's gonna have it. No, I didn't list every single tool a mechanic is ever gonna need. We're talking about just starting off. And I think the biggest thing that I missed here was the hammer. But we also were under budget about $20, not to mention if you use those coupon codes that are attached to the links that I have down below, maybe we're $60 under. Now you have a little bit more wiggle room to add to it, right? So if you wanted to get that locking flex head ratchet that was longer from TEKTON or GEARWRENCH, you could. If you wanted to get rid of the AIRCAT because they provided you with a 1/2 inch impact there, cool. If you decided that you wanted to get rid of the 1/4 inch air ratchet and go cordless, well, like I said, pick and choose what it is that you want, but we're on a $1,000 budget here. This is my list. This is what I think that just about any starting mechanic or technician is ever really gonna need to just start. No, we didn't cover tool storage, okay? We're talking about $1,000 budget for tools. $1,000 tool budget. I know you guys might not agree with this list, and that is okay. This is my list recommendation for those new mechanics just stepping into the industry, keeping them at a $1,000 tool budget, okay? Again, not talking about tool storage, not trying to buy the creme de la creme of every product line out there. We picked the 5 and 4.5 star rated products on Amazon and Amazon's best sellers. We made sure there was plenty of reviews and thousands of people giving reviews on these products. These are the best tools on the market of 2020 for the starting entry-level mechanic. I'm sure there's other things that we can add to this list. We can talk about it for days down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. I hope this answered some of you guys that have been messaging me. What do you need to get started? I hope this answers those questions. Thanks as always for watching. Again, make sure to smash the thumbs up button if you liked the video, the thumbs down if you didn't. Share if you want to share. Put your comments down below, and if you are a new mechanic just getting into this, make sure you check out those Amazon affiliate links. Like I said, coupon codes attached to pretty much half of these, and you're going to save yourself a bunch of money in doing so. And a lot of the mechanics out here are using the same exact stuff. Together, we're reviewing the same exact stuff. I think you can agree with me that these are damn good products that I listed off here today. So we'll see you guys next time. Cheers, deuces, and let's go Ravens. Come on, Lamar, get it together. Yeah. Breeze is still my boy. Brady's still my boy. I still have love for the Eagles. Wentz, you're killing me, Wentz. All right, that's all I got. We'll see you guys later. Deuces.